Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
Going on my motherfucking desk, bitches.
4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics.
Babyface. I wish. I'll take it. What up? Happy Monday, motherfuckers. How's it going out there? What a weekend. Busy, busy. How many of y'all came out for our Web3 watch party in our new interconnected Web3 space we've created for you guys? So, finally waiting for this technology to catch up to what we want to do, you know. The reason we held off on a couple ideas we had on some Web3 projects earlier in the year because, you know, we tried the screen broadcast and it just, you know, it was barely on the cusp of working. So, but things definitely improved. It looks like, you know, they got more horsepower on the back end for us to all be in there and shit not go crazy. Totally. It was a little buggy, but definitely had a lot of fun with you guys this weekend doing that. I think, you know, so you guys can see what I'm talking about, like hiding behind text messaging and social platforms for like a decade and a half. You know, people don't realize what is missing from or human connection through our communication. It's been really, really drastically, you know, hindered by these platforms. So I'm really happy to see, you know, a chance for us to go back to something that is, you know, more along the lines of what we're supposed to do as a, you know, as a species, which is communicate, you know, personally. It was a really good experience with everybody in there. That thanks for sticking around for it. A lot of trial and error, some bugs. A couple of you guys got teleported into, you know, deep space, but it was pretty fucking cool. I thought. this is the stuff that all us, like, Gen Xers have been waiting for, like, like Lawnmower Man, like virtual reality. It's so funny how far away that shit was. We thought, like, this is right around the corner. It's just like you're probably right past the year 2000. Everything's gonna be all in the computers. Hell the fuck no. It's like fucking where is that time period? Don't worry. It's we're just kind of working out some kinks and stuff too, just figuring out what things don't work and do work. So we're gonna hopefully get it, better and better each time we do this. So it was really cool. I want to show you guys how it began. This is how this weekend began. We did our first live trading session in Web3, which was really fucking fun. I thought this was really great. I didn't get to cover this much on Friday, but yeah, this was like really dope. This was the day of results of actually Thursday session. Yeah, February 2nd. This what day I posted this on. I don't know. It's either the Thursday or the Wednesday, but probably the Thursday. But yeah, it was really cool. This is actually like the screen sharing live chart over top of fucking the crowd, and fucking like, how is this for a floor to have fucking the ability to interact like this and have like a fucking like virtual 2-story building chart that we're all working off of to make our money, and then fucking printing fucking crazy money out of a fucking network like this. Talk about an underutilized asset, but this also tells you, one, the technology is in kind of a place that people can't see it, right? They think, just like we did, think about, like I said, Gen X was waiting for this stuff like decades ago. And, I'm in my mid-40s, and it's like, oh my fucking God, this is how long it took to see any of it? Like, Jesus, fuck. It's like, what the hell? So, okay, well, based on that, we're thinking Lawnmower Man shit, early 1990s, this is where we're at. Yeah, I'm going to be dead before it looks like what the fuck they said. But at the end of the day, it's coming along. So this was really dope. I really definitely enjoyed it. We're going to do some more fun stuff with this. One sec. All right. So I want you guys to see the evolution of this work. So we got to, I think I have licensed music on there, so I don't want it to turn on. Yeah, both those are licensed. But yeah, this is the game room. So I have a cool skin I got from back when they had the creator challenge. And I will say this, guys. So one of the crazy things about this is, oh, you guys see this? I think this is not licensed music. I think I can play this. This is funny. Check out the choreography. This is who you come to learn markets from, guys. I want you to understand, this is who you're entrusting to help guide you through the market. The choreography, baby. You don't even know nothing about that choreography. But, why did it do that? Anyways, we got from there, we organized this bad boy out. Got some cool layouts in here. We did a watch party, went over Wonder Woman, and looked at some crash cycles, talked about Citadel. This show is amazingly timely. We did it actually in January 29th, 2021, and we were talking about Citadel and Robinhood and GME, and Citadel now having made that record profit. This show's worth a rewatch for you if you haven't seen it, to think about what they were doing to make sure that Melvin could be protected and fucking stop what was happening to GME from Wall Street bets, and then to come out with this record profit that they say very vaguely isn't really tied to speculating on rising assets, and go back here and look at these two things and connect the dots. Right? They cut off every avenue retail could make money, and then came out with the greatest profit that you've ever seen. It's really fucking right in your face if you put some things together. How you guys like it? You like the floor? I think it looks pretty good, right? This is gonna be our our trading floor, watch party floor, and stuff like that. So, we have this matte black skin that you guys see here. So something that's happened, as they've updated the loop pods and stuff and all the pods, all the old skins don't fit anymore. So if any of you guys got some talents out there, I saw some people working on it. They changed the loop pod. That loop pod is like version 2. The one now put the teleporter in the bottom floor, so those skins don't work on it anymore. So the creator challenge from back in the day, kind of fizzled out, and a lot of people who made those skins aren't making them anymore. So now that we have some utilities that showed up so far away from when the loop pod showed up, people kind of like lost their interest in when they thought this was all going to happen, but now it's happening. And so hopefully we can see a resurrection of creators going back to help make custom skins for these things, because now it's going to be about what kinds of settings you create for what types of businesses you want to put into these things. And obviously, mine is going to go along with our themes, but there's an endless creativity, endless creative process, possibly here. So I thought I had more than 2 pictures in this thing. Did I not? To give you an idea how it looks, walk around watching the show. It's really cool. So this is live broadcast. I don't want to play any music on accident. We got Compound to come out from Bad Take, and he was even getting down with it in the fucking lounge area when we were upstairs and we were chilling. So music's everywhere. This is just like a smoke session we had up here, and this is as cool as fuck, Yeah, I don't want to fuck up with any of the other music, so. Did I have anything else I posted from it? No, that was it. So it was really cool shit though. So we'll be doing more of that stuff, and we're gonna be having, when we did all this, I wasn't in Discord at all. We did all this through just through Web3. So it's getting to that place where we're gonna get away from just being voices in a fucking on a Zoom meeting or in like a big fucking channel, and actually be people again. So I'm pretty excited about it. Winternomics TV, baby. Changing the game. Gen X is still teaching everybody how shit works. Isn't that fucking funny? It ain't never been different, That's a hell of a thing. They can't see it. It's right in front of their faces. They can't see it. But it's coming. Changing the game. I guess that would be Winternomics TV culture, right? Real market TV involves twerking. You already know, Jay Mills. Don't even front. So I see our audience is light today. 107. We've been on for a minute. Usually about 120 by now, huh? Gen X, fuck the world. Damn right. So you guys tell me, are we not putting out a quality product? Because boy, it's getting skimpy out here in the mornings. And one thing I told you, markets rising as far as they did and see so few people around, it definitely tells you something about how many people participated in this thing, Check it out. New lows, 650 on low res. Lower rewatch constantly. I don't know. If you guys totally stop watching, we can all fucking drop off a cliff. But definitely slacking habits on rewatches. And you guys know how much intel is in each show. That's definitely a sign that the habit has definitely slipped a lot. I look at this show right here, 1700. From here down, you're down to like almost a third. Guys, you see it's the funniest thing when you see these scorecards come out of the room and people are mad they're not in them. And it's like, do you know what the difference is of the people who are in these scorecards that put these wins up, and are always the same people if you've ever noticed. It's always the same people that are in these cards, the people that are around the most. That's all. The amount of intel we put out, you have to at least review it to process it all. You're not going to actually remember all this stuff on the first pass. So if you check the show once, you're going to come back kicking yourself weeks later. You didn't see X, Y, and Z because you're not going to have retained it. Anyhow, congrats to everybody who keeps putting up fire like that. We'll keep evolving the system for those that like money. Definitely a lot of people who don't like money, and value is a scarcity, so most people can't see what's right in front of them, right? Bias is a killer, which is why we call this show Blind Spot. There's clearly a lot of people with a big blind spot that don't see what's right in front of them right now. And markets haven't been easy. The rally hasn't been easy to capture. But if you're around and you're patient, you have a chance to make a better decision than most people who are highly impatient but want to win everything right now. Every system is lower. Every stream's been lower for a while there, and it's been basically lower as the market pumped, right? Winter Solstice Special, the Winter Solstice Special 2 was in the depths of December, and the market's been rallying all year, and the show numbers have go down with it. That's when people just look away. When they miss stuff, they start to look away. They don't want to see anybody win. They don't want to see the market go any higher, and it will go as high as it takes for them to get sick of it to finally say, okay, I gotta have it. And so you pump on fucking next to nothing until everyone shows up and walks into the fucking top of things. So we've seen it many times. The biggest numbers are at the bottom of major pullbacks, which is really retarded because you only show up there to figure out what happened after the fact. And those people are reactive. They'll never be ahead of the market move. They'll always be kind of trying to guess what caused that and what caused that. One thing I tell guys a lot in the room is if you're ever like, what news story is causing this market to do X, you've already missed it. You only ask that question when you're not in it. When you're in it, you couldn't really give a fuck. You're just glad it's pumping or it's dumping if you're shorted, right? You don't give a fuck about the catalyst so much. The person asking about the catalyst is the person that's fucking not in it. And that person is looking for a reason to FOMO into it. And it's always a sentiment thing for us when we see that. Trojan Mom, is there time? Can you show the chart that compares Enron Madoff crash to FTX crash and where we are today? Yeah, where did I put that on? What was the hashtag I used for that again? Let me see if I can find it. Oh man. All right, you mean this one? I use the NDX, and I wonder where I have that in my template. Let's see. Crap. Let's see. What symbol is that guy again? And they use the NAS 100. I think I use the NAS 100. NAS 100. Ah, crap. That's not what I used either. Shit. What did I use? That could be a problem. Which one is the NDX? God damn it. Why do I do this? Okay, I use him, not on this chart. NDX. Fuck my life. Where did I? Oh, this right. I kept on doing this weird glitch last time too. Motherfucker. I'm not positive where I stuck that guy. I'm coming. I'm trying to find a lady. Fuck. NDX. Where did I stick you? NDX. I really gotta stick everything on one tab. Thank God, found it. Alright. Sorry about that. I forget where I put these things sometimes. Alright. It's NDQ, some kind of weird fucking glitch that keeps us throwing the chart to that. It's like, what is that? It's like I put NDX and I hit enter and it gives me NDQ, which is, I guess it is a NASDAQ, but yeah, it's nothing we want. I don't know what the fuck that is. I didn't even see that. NDQ, where is that? Just fucked. Anyways, that's the one I use. So you use the Madoff timing and the Enron timing, and if the S&P, okay, let me get that chart too. SPX 500. We need to put these guys together. I should really have these on the same template. So we should look at these, right? So we got the murder clusters and this bull flag in the S&P, and we've got the NAS. Let's look at our top date. Let's get these lined up across. They're the same. That's November 22nd, and we want the same spot, November. That's right. Damn it. That's the same spot there, right? So that's the top of that, and we got this rotation coming out of the murder cluster, and then we have that murder cluster is basically here and here, and creating this rotation. So yeah, we've come up pretty quick. This wasn't the one I was looking for. I thought this is more likely, but this is the trajectory. If we rotate this bull flag now, I want to draw all over this guy. But you could look at a lower trajectory bull angle like so, right? And this is what we're watching right now as the whole market's rotated. Obviously, the S&P and the Dow look a lot better for this situation. When we look at the Qs and the angle they've got to reach, the SPY and the angle it took out, and the Dow also taking its angle out. If you look at the SPY, remember we talked about this already. We're going to talk about this in the macro section too. to pay attention to the phantom zone, which is that big trigger area underneath Ragnarok level. Come on. What are you doing? Right, we bounce inside that zone, and like we said, that's a critical area. This zone starts over here, and it's been a critical area we pay attention to. We even made a show called Phantom Zone, and this recoil right now is dead out of that. We said to pay attention to that, and the QQQ version of it was the same thing, right? A corrective structure could come from here if it matched the Phantom Zone over on the S&P 500, which looks like it's doing. So this is the range, for it to follow the S&P's rotation of the phantom zone, and we'll see how that goes. So we're correcting back out of it here. So we're just underneath it now. It's definitely worth paying attention to. We had a big trigger here outside the phantom zone, and that was all our really heavy breakdowns, like big sells straight off a cliff came out of that spot. So definitely pay attention to it. That's that area and this area here. So today's opening, if it doesn't hold this and it's managed to stay under here, is definitely a cautionary opening to pay attention to. Been some pretty crazy moves in crypto, and so there's definitely some eyeballs looking for a FOMO opportunity. But right now, as far as I told you, it's a good proxy. ETH is probably a pretty good guy to watch, just where his arc has been. And if the longer he takes a stall here, it's probably the better to have a sustained move if we're going to go again. So this is one good guy to watch as a good trigger right now. LTC's been really strong and stuff like that. I wanted to show you guys this. Look at this. Where'd it go? Not that. SPX 500. Yeah. Did I post this on the show? Hang on. When did I post this? One sec. I'll be quick. Yes, here it is. February 3rd. What day is today? And 7:37 p.m. Okay, no, I didn't put this on the show. All right, sorry. Really retarded here. Check this out. So the murder cluster thing, we're gonna talk about it again. So I overlaid on top of it some things to show you guys how fucking actually crazy this is, because before we discovered that murder cluster graph, right, this is a show we had on June 13th, which has been since the bottom of things like Atom and ETH and stuff like that. Crypto came out really strong. And just showing you how fucking strong it came out, 130% up since this point. This is the blue murder cluster. If you guys look down here, this is this channel here. And then this is the red channel here. When you zoom into it, right, this is, you can't see it, but this is June down there. So I overlaid from that point, from the show date, graveyard of all the things, right? How literal this actually is, right? We talk about stuff like I'm super literal, but who would think it's as literal as this? Bear markets end, sorry, big ass typo. Bear markets only end with mass graves. It sounds dark, but it's actually literal. People will both financially die and actually die from major collapses. Join us as we attempt to commune with the dead. This is an insane show. To have done a show literally about dead bodies in the graveyard, and a giant fucking mass shooting cluster shows up right here, and fucking another giant shooting cluster shows up over here, and you can see it literally fucking is a bottoming formation in the market is when the shooting cluster happens. Proof of concept that price is people, and these outliers in the population reflect the overall mood of the population in these locations and price, to the point that I've never found something as reliable as this in my entire life. This is a 100% indicator on the clusters, and this was the Chinese one. We mentioned it in the show a week ago, that the Chinese New Year murder cluster out in California that sustained days, was probably worth noting. And again, it was gas. It was gas in every single fucking point. Never seen something like that, In today's show, this was the show we mentioned it. We charted mass shootings deaths as they correlate to major buying opportunities in the S&P, which obviously we use as a proxy for risk assets. This chart takes our quote: bear markets don't end in a single bounce; they end with mass graves, and prices people and people are prices to a whole new level. This is probably the most insane thing I've ever pulled up, like data correlations in the entire time I've been doing this. To have like found something this insane that literally shows you how synced up the whole population actually is. You know that what you see fucking the S&P 500 is telling about the behaviors of people in every major fucking market center in the world, from here to Japan, and about the and about people in the crowd. You realize that if you reverse engineer this, we can technically predict when they're going to be mass shooting clusters. You can go the other way with it, right? If we could predict where the location of local bombs in the market are, we know where a spike in suicides are going to be, and where a spike in fucking violent crime is going to be. It goes both ways. So this is definitely a first of its fucking kind. It's not a correlation anybody wants to see, but this is fucking an insane thing when you realize what we've got here in the show, you know? So I know this means you stay inside where we know markets are going to pull back, but Jesus fucking Christ, right? This is a fucking crazy thing. You know, there are no coincidences in the mathematically precise universe. You're seeing some crazy shit right here when it comes to like what you use to figure out where market bottoms are. You know, what's the balance sheet? What's the income statement? Man, fuck you. It's not the way you think it works. Not at all. You know, and I hear a lot of people talk about that stuff all the time. You know, it's not matching up with the fundamentals. Right? 99% of the fucking population doesn't know anything about fucking fundamentals. Right? It's what they have access to that they subjectively think is fundamentals. And everyone has a different fucking, like, you know, body of data. So no one's trading fucking any, you know, baseline example fundamentals that all have access to, right? We are trading what people believe they think they know about the fundamentals they have access to. That's a completely different thing. You're really just trading the behavior and perceptions of populations, and that's it. That's why we call it a monopoly of perception in shockwaves. That was a mouthful. Anyways, yeah, what a fucking what a crazy graph. So with the, you know, long-windedly back around to what Trojan Mom asked, we are dealing with those murder clusters are located, like I said, here. This is June, right? That's June cluster. That's the November clusters right in here. And then the Chinese New Year one is like the 6th. It's right in here, right? So those are the same murder clusters right here that have like created the rotation at that speed towards the angle. So we pay attention to this, and we can only really watch this guy. Like, you know, like we like to track like we track the movement from the summer. We track the low resolution uptrend out of the summer. And yeah, this is very, very possibly I think we're tracking this, right? We're tracking the low resolution uptrend. We'll just use the Qs now, just so we can keep this updated, right? We're tracking this guy. So he's starting to do the pullback we're looking at. And until this fades and breaks, those murder clusters are the most important fundamental I know right now underpinning this fucking uptrend. And so the lower volume of people watching the show and the fact that it's like literally people who are no longer living, you know, those are correlated things. There are people who are just flat out not able to take opportunity. And that's something that's kind of key for market pumps to keep on going. As you know, as horrific as this example happens to be. So for now, we're tracking this guy. And that is a terrible trend line for me to draw for you guys. So it has to break the low first. So until further notice, right? Oh, we're gapping right here. So just when this opens, just to be technically right, until this opens down there, that will be your new angle, and you'll move this guy over here. So you should draw it here until it proves itself. Anyways, so we're tracking this to see if we get our bull flag projection, and right, we're keeping track of this whole level down here. So we could kind of probably put across from here. When we say we watch the first high, so like this is kind of our range that he could possibly pull back into. If he dips the angle, landing on top of this system and holding, and then rotating, you know, basically coming through here, fucking everybody in the angle, and then doing something like that, so it looks like a fucking breakdown of this angle right here, is probably the best thing to fucking throw people out if we're going to continue higher. So might need a little patience for this to evolve that far. If it's going to actually make it that far, it could be a few sessions. So yeah, we'll do that. So we're kind of like halfway into the macro thing. I need to like go in a certain sequence. Oh yeah, I think I owed somebody a war story that I never got to. So let's try this again. For all you guys who keep on asking again, there is a post in here called Newbie's Guide, and this thing tells you pretty much everything you need to kind of help teach yourself how to learn how to read charts and use some of our basic concepts if you're interested in it. So, you can go here. This playlist has 7 shows that would take you a good month to rewatch and kind of start to study concepts. Don't just topically watch it. It can help you tremendously to just go through this very basic stuff right here. So make sure you do that. All right, which one did I miss? I got this one. Playing strength in crypto. Aggravating 2. What a name. Okay. I hope this isn't licensed music also. Let me check. Is it my own stuff? Because I hope there's a minute long. So if there's other music in it, please don't wreck me. Sup, Kaz, Eco. Recently, I've been more active around the Eco. I was able to reduce my working days from 6 to 5 days a week starting this year. Now that I am in much profit 6 months after joining Acolytes. Managed to catch the intel straight from the show and played strength in crypto on Atom right before the rotation Kaz was talking about happened. I was super confident the entire way up in the trade, but had to close a position because of FOMC first. And CZ, I started feeling like it's a crowd. Oh, and because I started feeling like it's a crowded trade. Thank you for all the insane accurate calls you make every day. $1 billion ticket show. All right, let's see. I don't hear any audio. Oh, I have USDT. That's true. So this system high we're sitting on now, GP into that system high, this low right here, and you're still watching for an attempted rotation on this thing. You have to redraw this from the top down, do this low right there. And that's what you're attempting to rotate. And you can see it kind of in Atom ETH. You're attempting to rotate this. So still sitting on top of this high. This is possible to see it complete a move back up towards this next level if it continues to strengthen against Atom ETH. Very nice. That was our look at Atom a while ago. Bull flag down here, hold this trigger from this floor that he has back here is well tested, and this is a 2B of higher floor, possible rotation. So Atom looks good. There's been a lot of DeFi projects that look pretty good, that were moving pretty hard. So this right here is pretty bullish the way that looks. Very nice. Good highlight reel. I like that. Cool shit. All right. Very creative winter trader. What you got here? He hit a couple good plays in the. I think this is in the pod when we did the live session in the on cyber pod. Risk reward 3, 7, 2, 2. AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, and Microsoft. Very nice. All this big assets, right? No fucking like hidden micro cap nonsense. Just stuff that everybody knows every day, but hit with a kind of precision that everybody doesn't know how to do. You can make amazing returns out of stuff that's in front of everybody who believes that you have to go and find some fucking like aloof, SPAC or fucking some shitcoin no one's ever heard of. And meanwhile, Warren Buffett prints his biggest trade out of Apple. You can print your fucking craziest returns and stuff that's in front of everybody every day just based on the way you look at it differently, right? Bias is a killer, and most people think you've got to look, behind under a rock to find something valuable, when it's usually sitting right in front of your fucking face, right? Hence the show name Blind Spot. Trojan Mom, what'd you do, girl? Let's see. Excited to be bored. Girl, you playing so much motherfucking tennis, you ain't bored. It may be hard to believe, but I do listen to everything that is said during calls. You stop that lying, Craig. I'm always giving you shit, girl. It's all good. During the show and on Discord, I listen to the feedback and I just course correct. At the beginning of the Acolytes, I was doing some crazy crackhead stuff, and I was told multiple times to stop that behavior, even though I was successfully trading in crackhead timeframes. I started pulling out to larger timeframes and paying great attention to wave logic, volume at time, and price. Then Izzy posted on Discord a very insightful comment about goals and lifestyle. Something clicked after that. I do like my tennis, see? It's an important part of my life, of staying active and healthy, so my new trading system is allowing me to spend all of the time I want enjoying what I like best. I moved way out on time frames compared to my crackhead ways, and I've had a couple of very positive trades I've set up a new system. Enter trade with confidence based on what I've learned here. Take my profit when I reach my average R's based on my personal statistics, and leave 20% on a free roll while moving my stops. This formula is working well for me. This is awesome. Thank you for leaving that out there for everybody to get an idea of. So she's come a long way, and this is what very well thought out. I do apologize for not having as much time to spend on the calls, but every opportunity I do have, I join and continue to listen and learn. And so this is the thing, right? I do want to hear that if you're not around, it's because you've actually restructured your life, that you're actually, trading, you're trading to live and not living to trade. It's one thing if you're just kind of disappearing because you're like losing, a sense of your habits. But the fact that you're taking all of the advice inside the room to heart and you're structuring your life in that way that you now are making decisions in resolutions that match your lifestyle, that's exactly what we want for you guys. So there's nothing wrong with that. Here's one of my most recent trades. Parker Hannafin. Girl, there's like 3 people in the room that know who that company is. For 13 R's, 6 R's plus free roll. Parker Hannafin. What's this? 1 hour chart? You had this guy for a while, it looks like. Can't tell. I think I'm from down in the trench there. Maybe it's like early January. But that's a big ass move, girl. That's fucking sick. Parker fucking Hannafin. Look at you. Thank you, Kaz, for the lessons in TA and the insanely accurate levels. A special thanks to Izzy for his very solid contributions to the eco. His serenity and wisdom are inspiring to me. And to Berger for reinforcing the good habits, the math, and the importance of maintaining my mental sanity to be successful in this new life endeavor. I'm excited that my trading is incredibly boring. It's a great write-up. I appreciate that. So that's really insightful for everybody. I hope everybody takes a good look at that, also. Good shit. This is good. 9:13. Fuck. Where'd the time go? All right. What stuff's going on this week? Damn, shit's going fast. Not nearly as noisy as last couple weeks. What do we got? Stuff today. RBA at the end of the day. Powell talking is always bad. 12 o'clock in lunch. Thinnest part of the market. Want to see what he says. He can move the market. This guy, no one cares about Williams, but if he's talking 15 minutes before the bell on Wednesday, you care. He can move shit around, but not as bad as Powell. So that's Powell. So it's Powell tomorrow, not today. Powell tomorrow. Australian rate tonight. So anybody's trading like any Australian crosses, Euro, Aussie, USD, you care about this. Monetary policy report hearings, you care about that to a degree. It was England, UK. The pound is exceptionally weak right now among like the European basket. So definitely something that I've been paying attention to. And then you have the pound GDP. So pound heavy catalyst, and then some Canadian catalyst. And of course on Friday, University of Michigan in the market, 10 a.m. You care about that guy. Fuck. So I did cover enough macro things to kind of have that in there. So I did do that. Don't be a crackhead. Another crackhead. Jesus Christ, Kiki. These are our girl traders. All of them are talking about drug use. I know what's happening in there. I'm in South Africa at the moment, and having to adapt to circumstances here, it became quite apparent that since joining Acolytes, I was crackheading a bit. First with time frames, which I stopped very quickly, but then I was crackheading in different ways. Wanting to catch all the assets, entering too early, trying to knife catch, trying to be in concept calls at all hours, and constantly staring at charts. I actually fell asleep at one. It was 2 a.m. my time. I felt super shitty for falling asleep for myself, but also for the eco. Like how retarded to be the dead weight in a call. It just ruins the whole vibe. Just none of the behaviors required for a sustained trading career. The fundamentals were all off. Reviewing trades in Euro session evolved into a pretty spot-on discussion about these bad habits. The OGs pretty quickly diagnosed the problem, FOMO born out of lack of conviction. Bad fundamentals lead to bad decisions. So now I'm focusing on getting the right fundamentals back in place and how trading can fit into the life I want to live. This is exactly falling on the back of what Trojan Mom just said, right? You don't have to sit there and trade every single tick on the chart, right? The market is a fractal construct. You can then take that and design it to fit into your life and the actual time frames that make sense for what you do. And that's what you want out of this. Otherwise, you're going to lose your fucking mind chasing down everything on the chart at the lowest resolutions. First good habit, I go for an ocean swim every morning. Water temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius. Girl, South Africa is full of great white sharks. Are you crazy? Within a week, I turned into a morning person. I realized that I had sucked all of the fun out of trading. The on-cyber session could come at no better time. Was in the rewatch, and it was a lot of fun. Here's a trade I held over most of Jan. Highest time frame I've traded. I had never had a trade go to 8 Rs and panicked somewhat when DXY bounced and FOMC was looming and closed early. Got some good feedback about how to improve the management. Still highest Rs in single trade. That's great to hear. Yeah, I was in that same thing. I was in that Euro trade. That was a hard motherfucker to hold. I'm not gonna lie. I did manage to survive this last move on it. Just with my free roll though, it was a fucking chop shop for fucking weeks. That was a hideous one to fucking trade. So, good stuff in getting that one. What is this thing doing? Oh, there it is. So, well played, girl. That's badass. That's about the same place I took it too. I took it at 61. It looks like you have the exact same play I took, so that's fucking sick. And you held it for a while. This is a motherfucker to hold. I'm not gonna lie. This expanding anal formation again, expanding rectal formation. This is terrible. The euro, it can, for the most liquid of all the currencies, it trades like nobody's fucking in it. Sometimes, but that's the best of breed thing, right? So good stuff. All right, so I got all your war stories in, and it's 9:17, so I'm gonna have to do a warp 9 fucking anything. So I covered this stuff real quick. I'm gonna finish the macro here at full speed, DXY. Take a look at him. We talked about this, right? So we wanted to pay attention to DXY because he could have a catalyst from the FOMC, and he did. So he said, watch this area. He created a little wedge, and he had a little fake out before the FOMC, and then recoiled. And so this is what we told. This is the path we were worried about right here, that he could come back up and rotate. So he's rotated back up above this angle, and this is our correction from like last November, where the first shooting clutches are, and the market actually started to allow us to rally. So we want to see if this rotates and gets any stronger. It kind of pierced this up angle we have back here that comes from the very lows on the DXY that we've been de-risking from for 2021. So we want to kind of pay attention to this right here if we manage to hold and bounce, and if the VIX correlates with that, right? We're watching the VIX. We're saying that he looks a lot like the DXY, holding this angle. It's just a little bit under this last location that was the entire fucking pullback coming out of the summer. So if we get back across it, which we're trying to rotate the angle right now, the next stop is to see if we test 21, and nothing good happens above that. So we are keeping eyes on this right now. The market's come pretty far. So, sentiment things in the market, it doesn't look like it's out of the question that we could pull back or stall out for a few days if we continue to see all those things move that way. Crypto things, again, ETH we said is stalling where he's stalling. And I had up here, again, just this chart to just go over on the LTC, just show you guys LTC, BTC. We're watching this guy, right? This was one of our leads that, crypto is relatively stronger than most asset classes, and there was some risk assumption going on in this place. Once you came out of June 13th and that bottom, right, LTC began to rotate into the back part of the year while stock assets were weak. And this is where we see a differential between stocks and crypto. So as long as this keeps going, right, this is a positive for crypto. And we're going to keep tying this back, unfortunately, to the murder clusters. But the murder clusters where they are here, right, there's a November one, going to November, it's right here in early November. And then we said June 13th, there's one here, and then there is a August, right here, early ones. All right, that's where the S&P has it. And we want to kind of look at this. I'm looking at a ratio LTC BTC as risk assumption on BTC. So we know that at least ETH USD. We look at him on top of this. All right, these are locations right here. And this is where crypto, things like Atom, I put that chart up. All right, their big pushes really came out of this last one, right? This last one in November, as S&P rotated, we've seen strength come out of that. So right now, while we're sitting this LTC BTC is a definite risk-seeking behavior on top of Bitcoin. And he structures out here, we're seeing movements on the dollar. We're now looking at movements on top of crypto. And so if that continues, right, this is something to keep track of while ETH corks up at 1660s. Oops. Not that one. All right, while this is happening here, while LTC, BTC is sitting kind of in the same location, we want to see if this is going to rotate out against the dollar and LTC is going to stay strong against BTC, it means that there's going to be good shitcoin action that should outperform BTC out there that's worth paying attention to. So somebody said, Atom's been a really strong one coming out of this rotation. We've had eyes on Matic. You know, these guys have all been very, very much stronger. So there's definitely some action, you know, out in the marketplace right now worth paying attention to. So I think that covers everything. This is a cheat sheet also that's inside only stands in Discord. So anybody pay attention, you guys got it before it took off right here. And it's gonna be a good fucking hint to a whole bunch of other fucking assets to play along like Atom and some of the other ones that pumped with it. So we have some good stuff in there. We have a Doge chart in there. Make sure you keep track of these guys. All right, so DXY, VIX, dollar. Tell me some stocks. I gotta go fast. It's not gonna be too many of them, but I'll get what I can. So good scorecards, good content. Appreciate you guys posting that up there. Helps everybody. AWK, water utility. Paying attention to this guy from quite a while. Utilities benefit like, you know, lower interest rate environments. So these guys have been a little weak with you know, the Fed putting pressure on rates. This guy I don't think is a good idea until he's between both these triggers. So talked about him here at a lower level, and yeah, he did rotate up, but you can see it's kind of a weak rotation compared to things like CAT and stuff that went much harder. So there's different sides of the market that are stronger. Utilities have not really been it. Apple, you know, this is going to go with that whole murder cluster thing. So we talked about this whole setup, right? Pull it coming out of here, and there's possibly a chance he starts to rotate up. He's begun to kind of do that swing towards his really like, you know, low inclination angle here. You want to see if he continues that. Like Tesla, we talked about, that came up from down here out of this low volume location. And this is the same thing with NASDAQ. We're just measuring this trajectory right now out of the dirt. That's kind of what you should keep your eyes on for all these guys. If they're going to keep going, we're tracking like that angle. I think this is kind of a mess. You know, if the NASDAQ manages to pull back more towards this angle, he probably will pull back more also. But you're lining the sand with like guys like Tesla and shit like that. And then Apple, you know, and the rest of tech. I think you look at Apple, he's got a good level right here. You want to see him probably do something like the NAS if he's going to keep going. And do something along those lines right now, you know, if it's possible. Not a good color for a bull flag. ZBH is a health technology company. What is this? XLV. Let's see how much like healthcare he looks like. And so he's had a much greater sustained pullback. The devices, guys like that are like Dexcom. And so you're kind of like looking at that, like, you know, coming out of the trench, who's best of breed right now? Dexcom. So like I don't, you know, just looking at him, he's not the strongest asset in the space. Just kind of looking at his pullback. His pullback relative to healthcare looks pretty excessive. So I think there might be other guys in there, even though if he fits a good shape, and we do see like a good bull flag here on XLV. I think there's probably other guys in the space that you might want to keep eyes on that might be stronger in this push right now at the same time if this is going to keep going. But yeah, it doesn't look terrible. I just don't think he's the best of breed. This right here is definitely a line in the sand for him to get through. He already wick blasted that, so this is probably a good trigger to keep eyes on. He needs to stabilize above that before he's really free and clear to move. Motherfucker. Alright, 9:25. Alright, sorry guys, ran out of time. Palladium. I'm pretty sure I have this on a chart. Palladium. Man, I know I have a chart for fucking palladium. That's platinum fucking now. Well, I can't find it, but I know I have a palladium. XPD. Man, I know I had one of these things. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna use one chart I can always fucking find all my data on. Let's see. Alright, fuck it. Obviously you're watching this. Can he sustain that low right now? And will he continue to follow this trajectory he's got going off a cliff right here? That's kind of what you're watching. Will he have a chance to rotate against that corner? If he's going to do anything like that, if he's going to have a chance, he's probably going to dip through here, stop running the shit out of everybody, and then have a chance to come up and do something like that. So that's possible right now because this is such a high impact like low right here from COVID. He never really retested. This is going to be the first retest. If there's a chance for him to like have a meaningful bounce, it'll probably be like on a 2B of this and a recovery move of it. If he sustains under it, yeah, he can keep crashing. It's 9:27, motherfuckers. I feel like I didn't get enough stuff in here. LIT, fucking stuff to do with rare earth metals and shit, lithium. You're paying attention to this guy, LIT, REMX, no. Alright, so all these guys kind of look like, you know, see it, Ura. Alright, so they all look like that. So think of it like that, right? Ura looks like this. Got it? So LIT, REMX, rare earth metals, uranium, all kind of the same basket, right? And they look pretty fucking bullish. That's why we're watching CCJ and stuff like that. So LIT looks structurally identical to these guys. Today, Jackson, change. Fucking going as slow as my ass. Holy shit. So LIT looks pretty bullish, and REMX, both of them look pretty bullish on really macro resolutions. All right. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys learned a lot. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter.